Vincent Korstanje and I'm the CEO of Kigen. We at Kigen, when we started the company, we believed very strongly that SIM is a fantastic technology. Very strong, very great for security. However, SIM has one problem for IoT. It requires a hole in the side of the device. Now, a hole in the side of the device is really annoying because dust goes in, water goes in, additional components. It's quite big as well. So the advantage of eSIM is when you take that same SIM and you solder it down on the board, you can close up the device really nicely. You do need to manage now the connectivity with the server, but it also allows you to update the SIM and keep it secure. The next thing we did was we created an iSIM, which we take the same eSIM, we've now integrated into the main radio chip. This allows the design to be just as secure, or even secure, but also it's smaller, lower power, and better performance. So it comes a lot of extra benefits. And again, you still are based in that very strong security that we have around SIM, that you trust for your banking apps, you trust it for your social media, the two-factor authentication. So we really now believe this is a lot of benefits to the industry. Well, there are multiple angles to that, but the angle we focus on is a massive IoT angle. The other way to look at that is the LP-WAN angle when you look at the low power radios, which is now all part of the 5G standard. And we believe that if now we make it really secure, we create a really small form factor and low power, we push the envelope. And if we push the envelope, that means that this solution can go in a lower cost, in a lower power, lower battery life, smaller form factor, and it opens up new use cases. Those use cases can be massive. There's lots of new examples we see here around the show of things we hadn't thought about before. Very interesting was the Oral-B stand, for instance. Who had thought that a toothbrush maker would come to Mobile World Congress? But clearly they did. And many other use cases. So this kind of effectively allows us to have now the billions of devices we've been long talking about coming to the market. We have been working really hard to make sure it's really easy to adopt eSIM and iSIM, but there are also a couple of challenges still to be solved. And one of them is worldwide connectivity. Making sure that wherever you create an eSIM and an iSIM, it follows your supply chain. Because the eSIM is now part of the device. It can, for instance, created in Taiwan, assembled in China, sold in Japan, all the way to the US, and the connectivity has to be seamless and follow. And that's still something we're working as an industry together. Some countries are already covered, but you'll see that some countries you have to choose which iSIM and which connectivity provider you want to use. I think this is where we need to work really hard, because in the SIM case, you can do SKU management with the SIM. In the device case, you do not want to do SKU management. You just want to have one thing that works around the world. Now, the standards are ready for it. It's just making sure that we as an industry collaborate with the MNOs, the MVNOs, that it becomes really easy.